if we're all just part of this collective consciousness, and I'm just a distinct representation of consciousness, and I take the shape so that I can better understand, so that I am a vessel of consciousness, and consciousness is using me to better understand itself. And consciousness is the foundation. Consciousness was always there, and always will be. And we are just manifestations of it, representations of it, distinctions, but one and the same. What's the quote? You can see the whole. It's something like you can see the whole waterfall in a droplet. Something like that. Um, I mean, I guess you come across the same idea in the Bible or religion. No, yeah, more specifically the Bible. We are all we all have something of the divine within us. Okay, maybe I butchered that. I, I have just forget that. Let's get back to consciousness. Listen, I was thinking, if that's the case, right? If panpsychism is true, then and the reason why I was thinking about this is because I had another lucid dream, yet another one, right? Another one. So I was in this dream, right? And then I came out of it and I was thinking, I was reflecting, I was like, wait, hold on. So if I relate this back to how it's actually theorized, then if it's my consciousness that's creating this world, and in this world, I'm fully conscious and everything that's around me is generated by my consciousness, but I am still distinct. If it was the case that consciousness is what they say it is, then in my own head, I should be able to look through different perspectives, look through and learn from everything in my environment because it's all generated by me, right? If consciousness is learning through my eyes, then I should be able to learn through whoever's eyes and the collective knowledge of all of the representations that was generated in my own brain. And I was thinking, I was like, wait, hold on. That's something I need to try next time I lucid dream because I take some sort of form, right? I'm not formless. I'm consistent. It's the way I am in reality. But if it's my consciousness, I should have way more power. I should have control over everything. I should be able to look through everyone's eyes. I should be able to be everywhere at once. Am I limited by my own imagination? Am I limited by my own conceptual, am I limited by my own perceptual understanding of how I should be in this world? Listen, I gotta push boundaries. I gotta try to figure this out. And I remember hearing, what's his name? Is it Faggin? Faggin's theory of consciousness, where he believes that we we have the we have the body, which is classical information. We have the mind, which is quantum information, and we have the spirit, which is what derives meaning, right? And we have to have this, otherwise everything is meaningless. And the reason why I bring him up is because he said that you have to be open to the idea that we're all connected for you to actually come to the realization that it's true, right? Because he was a he founded the microprocessor, and I don't know if he founded it. I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did, but he was very, very, very technical. And then he had this sort of experience where he just felt connected, no drugs, no nothing. And he said you have to be open to the fact that it might be possible. Because if you're closed, you're never going to experience anything like that. So I'm very much open to the experience. I am not in, I'm not going to say I am a panpsychist, right? I'm not going to say I believe in that. But I do, I do hold it in very high esteem. I do feel like out of all my beliefs, it's the most true because because I have directly experienced it in my dreams, right? The dream analogy. If I can generate all these things in my own consciousness, right? And I take on a distinct representation in my own consciousness, and my consciousness generates everything else around me. That analogy just hits home because that's exactly how the world could be. If it's possible in my brain, then it could be possible in real life, right? So I can directly see a linkage. I can see how, like, the truth in it, the potential truth in it. Like, there's a lot of potential there. That's what I'm saying, because it's the most tangible for me personally. For people who have never lucid dreamed or had any sort of experience like that, it might be a bit far fetched. But because I'm more regularly having these lucid dreams and these sorts of things, it's like it's weighing on me, and it makes sense. Everyone has these sorts of experiences when they do these drugs and they do DMT, for example, and they feel connected, right? They feel wholly connected. You have these religious experiences, near-death experiences. Everyone just feels connected. There's a linkage here. You know what I'm saying? There's a linkage. And we know what happens in the brain when you do DMT and stuff like that. Basically, all the regions in the brain are just become hyper connected, right? Every part of the brain speaks with each other. We reduce all of the limitations and all of the normal pathways that these different parts of the brain would communicate through. We disable all channels. All channels are available, right? So every part of the brain is firing. And the reason why people during these DMT experiences see these spiritual figures and these like fairies and these angels and this and that is because the activity in the social areas of the brain is heightened disproportionately to the rest of the areas of the brain. So we know there's way more activity going on there, and it manifests itself that way, right? But tangent, tangent, and tangent. But yeah, man, I was thinking about, you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about passion, right? Because I was listening to a podcast today, and it was like, it was discussing the idea of you need to find your passion so that when you work, it doesn't really feel like work. In the sense that when you found that passion, when you work, it doesn't feel like work. I just I just repeat myself. I'm tweaking. When you work, it doesn't feel like work, so you can blast ahead of everyone else. You can be You can be number one. You can be top of whatever it is that you're putting your mind to, right? Because while somebody may be persevering and having discipline, working at the same pace that you do, you're doing it because you love it. You're doing it for the love of the game, right? Doesn't It's not work to you. It's enjoyment. It's something you do on the side. It's a hobby. No, I mean, maybe that's a bit too far, but it's not a hobby, but it's something that you genuinely enjoy and you find interesting and you can lose yourself in, and it's something that you can easily enter flow state within. You have that deep focus because it's something that captures you, and to find that and to be able to make money doing it, to be able to get to a level of expertise where you're number one, right? That's power. And this relates to the chapter of power that I literally just read the other day. I mean, this morning. What was the chapter? It was, I think it was, don't make others dependent on you. I don't want to go into power right now, but it just linked. It just linked. Maybe it's useful. Make others dependent on you, and you do that by either being the best in what it is that you do, so that when you threaten to leave, they'll do anything to keep you back. They'll do anything to make sure that you stay around because they know what the value that you provide, right? Or you can have your hands in all different pies, such that if you were to go, everything falls down. But tangent. That wasn't the point I was trying to make. Back to, okay, what was I saying? What was I saying? I said power. Oh, yeah. Your passion, right? Your passion. if you find that's I would love to find that. I hope you guys find it. I hope you have found it or on your way to finding it. But if I find that and oh my gosh, that would just be amazing. Imagine, because the things I do right now, I'm not sure if I'm enjoying. I'm not like I can lose myself in like coding and engineering and stuff like that. But it's more so that I just have that sort of ability to focus but I'm not sure if it's something that I would love and enjoy but obviously I'm young and I've got a lot to sort of open myself up to and see what it is that may capture me in that way, right? And what was my point here? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna link this back. I was gonna be like, wait, hold on. That passion might be because people's passions may be so far removed from what it is that they do from day to day in their lives. It may be something like, for example, if I give an example, it could be, I don't know, like cooking or like something. Oh, there was a very interesting example that I can't remember, but there's something so far removed from your job, and it's about taking that risk if you think that's worth it. No, it's about taking that risk if it's truly something that actually is your passion. Because if it's your passion, you can take it far regardless. And you wanna live a fulfilling life rather than working to the dollar and coming back and thinking, what was the point? Living in regret. That's the number one thing. Not having done what you wanted, what you desired. That's the number one regret on your deathbed. They ask that. And so if you were to find it, then consider yourself very lucky. And the way I was gonna tie this back was that I've really become interested in consciousness. Oh no, the example was, oh my gosh, what was there was an example of, I think, whoever it was, a worker, engineer, whatever, trained in computer science, something like that. And then he found out he was very interested in plants or something similar. And so he just started, oh no. He was interested in the formation of like players and in some sort of sports game, right? So he just started off a podcast really talking about sports and this and that and this and that, and it blew up. And it blew up, and now is his main hustle. Completely disregarded the technical background and this and that, and started talking about flipping football. And now he's, what I'm saying, he's a top number one because he was obsessed with it. He was always like analyzing and in his spare time and this and that and this and that. Completely separate, but that's his passion, and he's done. And he's off to the moon. He's off to the races. Do you know what I'm saying? But um, okay, what was I gonna say? Circle it back. Circle it back. Yeah, back to me. I'm thinking I'm really interested in this consciousness question. I'm really interested in what is it? What is this? What are we doing here? What is this around me? Like the lines between reality and what's in my head is blurring a little bit. Like sometimes I'll just be walking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I could be dreaming right now. And that it kind of gets dangerous at that point because it's like there when it gets to that point, it's like, but I don't think there'll ever be a point where I'll be like, wait, am I dreaming right now? But you know what? There might be. I don't know because crazy shit might happen. I might just be like, well, what the fuck is going on? But it's like, bro, what even? Look at my hands. Like, what is this? What am I? I'm not my body. There's an experiment where um it's called I think it's a rubber leg experiment, something like that. Don't quote me on anything that I say, right? I have the idea, I just don't have the ones where it's like you hear a song and you know the song, but you don't remember the name. So these song guessing games, I flop every single time. Like I know the song, innit? I know the song, I've heard the song, I've listened to the song, I just don't know the name. Why do I need to know the name? Like, but no, this tangent. It's called the rubber leg experiment, something like that, right? And so you hide the leg from view, and you have this rubber leg, and I think they knock your leg. They knock your leg, and you feel the sensation, right? And oh no. You have the rubber leg, and they knock the rubber leg, but they also knock your leg, right? And so you react, and they keep doing that, so they condition you to believe that the rubber leg is your leg, and then they don't hit your leg and they hit the rubber leg, and you react, right? And some people, and I think this experiment is actually quite decisive, or no, controversial, in the sense that once some people say that it proves that consciousness is not physical. It's not constrained to the physical, which I take that side, right? Of course, like I'm reacting as if I was hit physically, but it hit something else. So now my consciousness has expanded to this rubber leg. So this consciousness, whatever it is not fluid. I mean, sorry, it is fluid. It's dynamic. It's not fixed. It's not restrained. So in that sense, that kind of builds on the point of like this whole thing. Like my consciousness is restrained to my body right now, but it doesn't have to be, right? And there's definitely something more than just the physical, because with only the physical we have no meaning. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you don't believe in the supernatural, I don't. You have that. No, how you can't explain how we derive insights, how we derive things which you can only be inferred with just physical systems. Like a computer and AI will never be able to do that. It can make it can compute, it can make computations, but it can never derive meaning, derive insight. There's an example that I heard today where you can give like a biologist like a rose or something like that, and she will dissect and analyze it and be like, okay, this is that, it's made up of this. But she doesn't understand that the rose was given as in sentiment, as a gesture of romance. There's no meaning. There's no meaning without the spirit, something to derive that meaning, right? And so if I bring this back to this rubber leg experiment, let's think from the perspective of the physicalist, where this proves that we're constrained to the body, that consciousness is this constrained to the body. So if I hit this rubber leg and I react, what is that? Is it a prediction? Maybe because everything is just a prediction, and now you've wired your brain to believe that that is what you are. And so when it hits it, your brain your brain thinks you've actually been hit and reacts in that same way. So I guess you don't have to include consciousness in this sort of expansive explanation. Yeah, okay. Looking at it from that perspective, I can see that, but I prefer the first one. Just my bias. What's you guys' bias? What's you guys' thoughts on this whole situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's me really thinking about it right now. This is the first time I've actually like thought about the fact that consciousness might be something that I'm really interested in, and I've just gotten up and spoke to you guys about a whole load of things that I've been not been really thinking about, but things that I know about, things I can use to substantiate my point, things that I can use to kind of illustrate the things that I've been listening to, and the things which wrestle my mind, which circle my mind. Like, I don't know, man. We'll see. But I said, listen, I'm back, innit? I'm back. No, I'm not back. When I say I'm back, like the last video that I recorded was the finale. I was like, it was the day 30, day 32 of keto, but day 30 of recording. And that was my challenge done. And I said, I'm only going to be back on camera if I got something interesting to talk about. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Simple as that. If I got into something interesting to say, something that might be interesting to you guys, I'm going to bring it straight to you guys just like that. You know what I'm saying? I hope you found this video interesting. this is just straight off the cuff, just straight off the mental. This ain't no scripting or nothing like that. This is just me talking to you. Like, if I got something interesting to say, you're gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you lot took something away from this. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you ponder. I hope we can all ponder our existence together. Because what is this? What is this?